What's up, my fellow spooky folks? It's the man of horror and the future 2023 Fantasy Horror winner, Riyan. Today, I want to share with you guys my VHS series order. If you're not familiar with the VHS series, it is an anthology series of 5 films that are found footage films, and it ranges from like zombies and ghosts to fucking aliens and mythological creatures. Like, it's a bit of something for everybody in one of these films. Definitely worth a watch, so check them out. Let's get into it. In fifth place, VHS Viral. This one, I think, it's not a bad film, right? It just has the least memorable segments in the entire series. It has a very interesting concept, though. The overall like theme of all the films is that the overarching story is contained, whereas this one focuses on being a bit more widespread, or simply put, viral. Um, Nevertheless, again, my favorite segment in this one, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a magician segment, and it basically just feels really silly, like a old Tales from the Crypt type of episode. Um, and actually, now I'm thinking about it too. There's only like 3 segments, which is like the least amount in the entire series. They usually tend to have several, so this one has the least amount, which I think counts against it as well. In fourth place, VHS, the very first one. This one introduced us to what the world of VHS would be like, right? It feels like a bunch of writers and directors just come together to write these like fever dreams, like the wildest shit that they've ever thought of. It's like, huh, fuck it, let's just write that. you know, and with that, like certain parts of it is very predictable, or you might be able to guess what's gonna happen, but even then in those moments it still fucking takes a whole left and subverts like expectations completely every time. So this one is just like, again, being the entry into this is world. While it doesn't connect to any of the stories, it still gives us that idea of how experimental these movies will be. My favorite segment in this one is Tuesday the 17th. It's, yeah, I don't even want to explain it. Look it up. In third place, VHS 99. This one is the second in a trilogy that's based in, or like a trilogy portion of the series that's based on specific years, right? Normally the films just span time and years, age, whatever, but they got this idea to kind of hone in on specific times, and this one is based on 1999, and it's almost like the teen version of the series because it feels like Fear Street, and again Tales from the Crypt, but like younger. Like Are You Afraid of the Dark or something. Like it was very I don't know, it captured that teen feel of 1999. Like I wasn't a teenager in 1999, but I recall what that looked like in media, at least in films and stuff like that. So they captured that perfectly, and it honestly feels old. Like watching this movie just feels like it came out a long time ago. Or like is the 90s a long time ago now? Huh. Okay, anyway. My favorite segment in this one is it's titled Bitch Cat. Wild as fuck. Definitely check that one out. In second place, VHS 1994. This one is the first one in the trilogy, and again, it's the total opposite. It feels more adult. This one, it had more of a Twilight Zone kind of feel. Or like Creep Show or something. Like it was just older, It was, or like, Twin Peaks. It made me think about that. It kind of feels like that, like a very ominous, weird, just X-Filesy kind of feel to it, but it was so dope. I think the biggest thing with this one is that it was focused on blending worlds, right? There's a white supremacist group who kidnap a vampire, blending worlds. There is a woman who like wakes up and finds her body to be like half fucking like machine during a raid at a lab. The another one, there was like this woman, she has to like watch a funeral home during a wake while a tornado is happening. So it's just like these wild ass parallels or like mixes or like major I guess concepts just kind of fighting for story supremacy, right? Or something. Like I don't know how to fully explain it, but it's just a lot of blended worlds in this, and it works. I think this one might be the most intense, and I think my favorite segment is Storm Drain. That shit it's fun as hell. And in first place, VHS 2. This one is the fucking best one in the entire series, hands down. I think anybody who watches the series or has watched the series will totally agree. This one is just like wild as fuck from start to finish. The most of, I think, these films, like, most of them, they are wild. They push boundaries. They are experimental. But this one just felt like it was on another level, and it showed us just what this universe was capable of again. Like I said, it always feels like fever dreams, and this one is the most feverish, or the most nightmarish, right? And the most experimental too. There's a segment where we basically see from an eye implant Ghost. There's another segment where a person has on a GoPro, and we follow them from life to being bit to dying to reanimating as a zombie and then getting killed as a zombie, like all through this GoPro, and it was just like a really cool perspective. And for that matter, that's actually my favorite segment in the series. It's called A Ride in the Park. Totally worth a watch. So yeah, if you have not seen any of VHS films, check them out. And don't forget to follow the official Instagram page for the pod, Man of Horror _podcast. And yeah, stay spooky, folks. Peace.